time. But you got to take into account for reciprocity failure.
Colorado, how many times do I have to say this? Observing things in motion in the sky does not prove the Earth is in motion. Okay.
Yeah, but go to the sky and then observing.
How does it do that, J Money?
The sky is proving.
Quiet, quiet. J Money.
It does because, like, just the movement of the sun. Like, you, all right. If it was flat, you would see it like.
Don't worry about flat. Don't worry about flat, man. We're talking about the motion.
He's just trying to say we're not moving.
No, this is all right.
We're talking about the motion of the Earth right now, okay? And what they're saying, hold on, J-Mike, let me explain what's going on here, okay? These guys are suggesting that they can look in the sky and see things moving in the sky, such as the sun and the stars, and by that they can assert that the Earth is moving. But what I'm telling you is that that's not logical. That
why is that not logical?
I'll explain it. Okay, I'll explain it. In order to prove the Earth is moving, you'd have to observe the Earth to be moving. But the Earth has never been observed to be in motion.
You won't feel that though because you're moving with the Earth.
So I'm gonna see flat Earth and topic that's okay for ridicule.
You're like just repeating their.
If you guys want to ridicule anybody that supports flat Earth on the channel, you're welcome to.
No, you're not. You're not.
Ridicule them into.
First of all,
this guy's a joke. This guy is a joke.
So anything that has a wavelength is
listen, I'm not insulting you.
So just knowing the de Broglie wavelength.
I know. J-Money, I respect you, bro. I respect you. You should come on my channel, Toronto Bible Study.
Check this out. Look, check this out.
Babel study, more like.
We're talking. We're gonna have a discussion, right? Well, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Science, it's not something that someone just made up and threw out there. We have many agencies all across the world from different countries that don't even get along, and they all produce the same science, no matter which one you go to. There's no worldwide conspiracy. There's no worldwide conspiracy.
There's a super chat from Jay.
First of all,
Jay Pasick.
Jay Money.
Jay says, guys, Toronto Bible Studies camera isn't proving to anyone that he actually exists or that he's talking or moving. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's just a hallucination.
Be quiet, man.
He's just a hallucination.
Let me just explain something to you. The notion that there's no worldwide conspiracy is not scientific. That's your claim. That's completely claim that you're just making up. You're just saying that. Maybe there is. Listen, you don't know that.
We're in a different day and age. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like how it was before. We have made scientific advancements. It would be in your best interest. It would be in your best interest to acquaint yourself with a lot of that information.
I'm well acquainted with this science. Let me talk to you about this, Jay Money.
No, that is a false
statement. Be quiet, Kurt. Be quiet, Kurt.
Yeah, J-Money, you just can't get away with saying lies and bullshit.
No, you guys just like to
want to be able to come on here spewing crap. Your lies.
No, let's
keep it cool.
We talked about this before, Kurt, but Kurt tried to like yell me off the stage. Again, that's all you can do.
Be cool. Don't worry about it.
All right, so
just be cool.
So Kurt, J Money, let me explain something to you, man. There's two kinds of science. Okay, there's science that's done by experiment, inductive science, where you observe things in the real world. You can repeatedly
going to space and watching the Earth move.
Be quiet. You can repeatedly observe these things, and even
everybody goes to space, sees it move.
Be quiet. Other independent parties can also repeat your same experiment.
Yep, okay? Multiple countries have gone to space.
Be quiet. So that's the thing about real science. Okay, that's the thing that we see in the Bible. But what we don't see,
the Bible's repeatable for sure.
Be quiet.
Snakes talk all the time.
Wow, this guy, you're just simplifying the argument. You're just talking over, interrupting.
Do snakes talk? Is that repeatable?
I never said
it's
that.
Important, though.
I never said that.
But that's
anyway, you said it's repeatable and it's inductive.
I never said that.
I
never said the whole Bible is inductive. I said inductive experimentation is first found in the Bible in human history.
Where?
In Daniel 1:8-16. That's the first experiment ever recorded.
Daniel's not
like a 2,000-year-old book.
Whenever
says anything,
when everything is written, the first experiment, inductive experiment ever recorded by human text is in Daniel.
You're wrong. Archimedes long predates the composition of Daniel.
No, he absolutely does not. Archimedes does not.
Absolutely does.
When is Archimedes? 2300?
No, Archimedes is like, I think 500, 450, something like that. He's one of the pre-Socratics. Eratosthenes did experiments to show that the Earth was a globe long before the Book of Daniel was written.
Yep.
Eratosthenes,
gee, maybe
that's not
1,000 years.
It absolutely is an experiment. He measured 2 points and did a calculation. That's an experiment.
No, an experiment requires a sample and a control.
Yeah, he had a sample and a control.
He had both.
Oh, you need a sample planet. You need another sample planet. That's
no, you just need one.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's called the math.
No. That's not a true experiment. That's like they call it.
So you're saying no experiment on Earth can be valid because they have to be experimented on Earth and another planet? You're saying science doesn't exist.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying there's inductive.
You just said you'd have to do an experiment on another planet for it to count.
No, dude. What are you talking
about? We've done that too.
What I'm saying
We've
is
done that too.
Hold on a second, Jay Pacific. I'm saying there's inductive science and there's abductive science.
Yeah,
we talked about
I absolutely agree. There's both.
Hold on a second.
Earth moves
abductive
in both
science is false science. That's what I'm saying to you. And what I'm also saying is that it's just completely ridiculous because it's
you are completely ridiculous.
This is a guy who doesn't think your DNA test can show who your dad is.
Really? Oh, wow. Now we're getting into really stupid stuff.
Because I can only have 9 on this, and so somebody has to be big screen, and you had a camera on.
Yeah, but we can't believe who's on that camera. That's photography, dude.
That's true.
You guys are just being. You're trying to be like clever, but it's just being dumb. Just being ignorant. Anyway, as I was saying to you, J Money, these people trying to assert that certain things are provable science when they're not. Some things are. I agree that most science that we have, most like the technology we have, comes from science. But like I say, that type of science is found in the Bible, the experiments. but these guys don't have this type of science that they're talking about, the abductive science, where they just infer to the best explanation.
Do you know the difference between inductive and abductive?
Yeah, I just told you. Abductive is an inference to the best explanation. Inductive is observational and repeatable. And so the difference is, J Money, that all the technology, all the things you have, the TV, the electricity, everything you ever had that's useful to you is because of inductive science. And the stuff that they tell you, the mythology they tell you about evolution and outer space, that's abductive science. And it's just foolish.
So which ones of Isaac Newton's laws of gravity are inductive and which ones are abductive?
All gravity is abductive arguments. Gravity is obviously.
So you don't think gravity has been established by experiment?
Abductive reasoning is what doctors use. It's based on examples. Inductive reasoning, from what I remember, is the one kind of reasoning that can lead to absurdities, because inductive reasoning would be like, I only see white swans, therefore there are only white swans.
That's just bad reasoning.
That's just saying inductive's fallible, Jay.
Sure, but it can lead to an absurdity. But inductive reasoning goes off of the
abductive reasoning can easily lead to an absurdity.
That's not what the black swan fallacy is saying. It's just saying that it's can't grant 100%.
It's a fallacy, it's a fallacy in deductive reasoning because you're inductive reasoning.
Yeah, induction is just saying that something is likely the case.
Yeah, but induction can lead to an absurdity because induction can lead you to.
That's not what the black swan fallacy is saying. The black
just
swan
means
fallacy
all inductive statements are probabilistic.
Wrong.
Yes, they're probabilistic. Yeah, they can lead to possible absurdities.
That's not what the black swan fallacy is saying, though. It's just saying that it can be wrong. That's it.
Yes, because
you don't say it leads to absurdity. You just say it could be wrong. It's that simple.
Inductive logic leads to probable conclusions. Okay. It's generally pretty good, but it can be used wrongly. Yes, you're right.
But abductive reasoning normally goes off of using existing examples. Abductive reasoning is like the kind of reasoning that doctors use when they're trying to diagnose somebody with an illness. They're going off of past
inference to the best explanation, but it's not good for making scientific claims about the world in general, like the natural world. Like it gives you like these. They're looking at the data and they're coming up with a model that explains it, but then the model is untestable. That's the problem with it,
What makes you think the models are untestable? Like, you do realize that general relativity was confirmed through tests, right?
Yeah, okay, sure, buddy. General
No,
relativity.
I can explain this for you. General relativity made extremely precise predictions about what we should observe in reality, and then we went and we saw those things.
They're not reproducible at all.
Yeah, they are. It's been repeated and reproduced multiple times over.
Even if you do, like, what are you talking about? Like gravity lensing and stuff like that? If you're talking about that, that's still, if you assume that the theory is true because of observation of gravitational lensing, that would be what they call what do they call it again when you assume the it's called
wasting your time talking to a flirper, I think, something like that.
Anyway, it's a fallacy. You can't just assume something's
true. Yeah, that is a fallacy.
Because a prediction from an abductive model came true. That's not
actually. Yes, you can. That's the whole point behind the idea of. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Can you tell me what predictivism is? Define what predictivism is. Define what predictivism is.
I don't have to know what predictivism is.
Define what predictivism is.
Predictivism is.
Predictivism is this idea that predictions are what we're looking for in our models that do explaining, that they predict the data, usually in some novel way, rather than merely accommodating that data. So this idea, you're literally sitting here trying to tell us that when models make accurate predictions about reality, that's not enough to establish the models. Yes, it is. It's literally one of the primary aspects of what science does.
No, it's enough to establish. It's enough to like give the model some credence. It doesn't mean that it's true 100%. If you
nobody said that it did. Nobody made that argument. Nobody makes that argument.
I just said that. But then again,
that's not what you initially said. No,
they assume like it's
not. You're adjusting what you said when you were shown to be incorrect on your analysis.
You just talked about relativity as if it's been tested and proven.
It has.
Well,
science doesn't prove things. Proof is a formal method reserved largely for logic and mathematics. Science just doesn't deal in proofs. But we have tested general relativity multiple times. It's never failed a test it's been put to.
It's been tested every first semester for every physics class in every university across the world.
Another one.
What are the specific tests?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you mentioned one, gravitational lensing, the prediction of black holes which were observed, the prediction of gravitational waves which were observed. So, yeah, predictions are stronger than tests. You know that, right? Most philosophers of science would say that accurate predictions are stronger confirmation for models than tests are.
Hold on, he's saying predictions.
What are we testing for when we run tests? We're testing the predictions of the model to see if they accurately align with reality. My guy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He has no clue. And by the way, hold on. By the way, on my little screen there, I've got the live feed from the International Space Station showing the Earth,
the motion of the Earth.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. And real fast, the Freak says oceanic currents and tides proves Earth motion. Thank you to Freak for the super chat.
Tides are more due to the
it's called affirming the
consequent. It is the rotation of the Earth.
That's what they call that fallacy.
Oh no, not the moon.
Anyway,
well, the thing is, tides do kind of prove the Earth is moving because since the Earth rotates at roughly the same rate that the moon orbits the Earth, the reason that high tide and low tide vary from place to place, those bulges that are created by the moon are sort of stationary, and the Earth effectively rotates in and out of those bulges.
The bulges,
I'm really hoping that you got my explanation because some people on the panel think that it's perfectly okay to just start talking when somebody is literally, clearly, like overtly in the middle of a fucking sentence, and I guess they're not mature. They don't have the ability to control themselves. It's very, very telling.
Listen, you're the one who started swearing and just acting like an idiot. Just now, bro. Anyway, my point
Leo is 10 times more intelligent than you'll ever be.
Yeah, okay. Intelligence. Listen, I'm not talking about who's the most intelligent. I'm just pointing out that you can't prove the Earth is moving. There's never been any test.
What do you mean by proof?
EPS proves the Earth is moving.
like provide some kind of inductive test.
Do you use GPS, or do you think that's not real too?
GPS. How does GPS prove the Earth?
I just outlined one.
What does GPS stand for?
That's an abductive. You're explaining it.
What does GPS stand for?
Phenomena.
Well, I mean, the difference between induction and abduction is not like super well defined, and there are philosophers of science.
It's very well defined.
It's not super well defined in the analytic philosophy of science, and not all philosophers of science even agree that there's a meaningful distinction between induction and abduction. So,
yeah, well, that's absurd.
Like relying on this distinction to somehow mean that it's not science, which doesn't matter anyway, because science both uses induction and abduction, and some think that abduction is a particular type of induction. So like, you don't understand the nuances. You're just bringing up stuff that you skimmed on probably a Wikipedia article, but you don't actually understand any of the deeper discussions that the experts are having about this stuff.
Philosophers of logic have denied that inference to the best explanation is a logical way to understand the world. Okay.
Yeah, some have done that.
That's the argument the resurrection people use.
It's inference to the best guess, and that's all. It's unprovable. Unprovable.
So you agree the resurrection is unprovable?
That's a different thing. That's a historical claim.
No. Resurrection clearly uses the abductive argument.
Yeah, but that's historical. We're not talking about science when we talk about the resurrection.
Yes, you just said no resurrection, not allowed by your rules of epistemology.
No, dude, listen. History is different than science.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
They are the same thing.
Are these guys trying to say history is the same as science?
Absolutely. They are both reasoned inferences about statements.
No, dude, no. What I'm trying to explain.
He's pulling a Ken Ham, historical science.
Listen, all I'm saying to you is history has its own methodology.
No.
It's different than
science. You know what it's called in German? It's called Wissenschaft. And that encompasses both the fine arts and the literary arts.
What are you talking about? You're just listen, they're obviously different methods, obviously. And also, the fact is, history is untestable.
Geography uses different methods than lunar cartography, but they are doing the same thing.
You guys are just pretending to understand this stuff.
I mean, have you ever taken a speleology class? Do you know anything about the universe?
What kind of class?
Yeah, you know nothing about the moon.
Take a class. What has to take a class? He
knows nothing about
nothing. Every argument I've presented here is completely logical, undeniable.
You haven't presented any arguments.
I've presented many arguments, and they're all factually based.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. What's your first premise? What's your first premise?
Listen. Hold on. My first argument was that.
Listen, Linda. Listen. Linda,
are you asking me to talk, or are you?
No, I'm just kind of trolling you right now because that's like I've realized the level of
all right, well, stop the trolling. I'm going to start muting people that are
dummies. Anyway, sorry, you guys.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you wanna support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shields. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.